Pete,
Yeah.
Sam Witwer recently spoke on Maul, questioning what he built with Sidious. So for his upcoming show, do you buy Maul being a sympathetic character?
Man, this is the biggest. Last time we talked about this, when we first heard about the Maul show, I actually said I don't know if we need it, and that was weird, especially because I have a Maul tattoo. That said, Sam Witwer sort of talking about how it's a show about bad guys and worse guys, and that's kind of what they tried to do with Acolyte and failed. But I have a lot of faith in Filoni, and I have a lot of faith in the Maul character, and I have a lot of faith in Witwer. What I want to see is, and I've said this before, I believe that Maul is the Joker of the Star Wars universe, in that he wants chaos. He lives for trying to disrupt whatever's happening. And if you do that right, I loved the first the Joker movie with what's his name, Phoenix. I love the first one. The second one is unwatchable, but the first one was really cool because it was a backstory that I didn't know. I don't think I needed it, and I don't think it's the backstory that I still live with in my head, but it was a cool story about a character that was worthy of understanding more about. And Witwer is a student of Star Wars, so I have a lot of confidence in where that show is going to go. So bring it on. I'm ready for it, man.
What about you, Chris?
Pete, I'm getting real tired of your Acolyte slander. It's going to stop in my presence. No, but we saw a sympathetic side to a degree for Maul in Rebels, when he was trying to get Ezra, and then when Freddie Prinze explains how he's like Sisyphus, he's always rolling that boulder up the hill and it keeps coming down, it keeps rolling back up again. That's just, that's his role in the Star Wars universe. So I'm happy to see, more of this, and how he ends up on, was it Malachor?
Yep.
How he ends up on Malachor, how he gets booted from Crimson Dawn, or does he leave? There's so many questions. But I'm real excited to see what they do with this character. And and he's evil to a degree, but he's not like on that Vader and Sidious level. So he's in. I don't even know if I want to say anti-hero, but he's I don't know where you put him. But I'm happy to see. I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with this character going forward.
John, you have any thoughts?
This is interesting, right? Because we just talked about. We started off on this thing talking about Andor at the beginning, when you guys asked me to come on, and we talked about prestige TV, right? This is what prestige TV does: takes a character, makes you hate them or have them do terrible things, and then slowly but surely, methodically redeems them in a certain way, so that you're asking yourself questions. What would I do? Mm-hmm. Can I forgive them? What mistakes have I made in the past that people have forgiven me for, given me grace for? And so that makes it a fascinating watch when you're watching it. Mm-hmm. Do I like this idea? Yes, I like this idea. Do I trust that they're going to do it well in this format? No, I don't. So that's my concern when I look at the situation. I love Maul is you're right. I think Chris I think Chris said that. Yeah, Maul has shown moments of vulnerability or humanity in certain moments, and certainly that episode with him and Kenobi, two sons. I mean, that's maybe my favorite episode of almost any animated series ever, because of the care Kenobi shows Maul, and I don't think he would have shown that if he didn't have some respect or love for him. And so there are moments where he has these. The thing about Maul is clear in his principles. There is no fluctuating in his principles, right? So he may be evil to a certain extent in your mind, but he is clear about who he is, and he's consistent. And I think that's what makes him an interesting character and a place to be able to turn him into, at times, the hero of a story as it goes up against more evil people, because he has shown that proclivity to be clear about his principles and morals in numerous pieces of media and Star Wars. So, I like the idea. I hope they get it right. I don't 100% trust that they will, but Sam's a great voiceover actor. He'll bring the emotion. Yeah.
And I think one of the things in line with that is some of the best stories, and I can't remember who said it on our Road to Rebellion show, but some of the best stories are when you really get to know a bad guy who believes they're right. And it's so this could really be a great story for sure. Yep.
Like if you look at the end of the Clone Wars series, he was trying to do the right thing.
Yes.
But in a and not a good way,
right?
You know, so yeah, like this character is so this character is layered, and I'm like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with him. Nick, you should say something, brother.
It's okay because I was gonna spend my time not answering the question and simply talking about the fact that Pete was once again
go back to Chris.
That Pete was once again wrong because he said Maul wants chaos. Maul didn't want chaos. Maul wanted Kenobi. Single focus. He got played by Palpatine. He figured it out, and everything beyond that was revenge on Kenobi. And like Tommy says, Maul is evil when he feels the situation calls for evil, particularly when someone's between him and his goals, which are getting to Kenobi. So Pete's wrong. He didn't want chaos. He wanted Kenobi. Everything he did was driven by the fact that he got played. He wasn't going to let it happen again, and he sought that revenge.